I generally don't want to talk about politics because there's a Bangla saying that, you know, রাজনীতির কোনো শেষ নাই, there is no end to politics. That's why I do not talk about politics. But recently, I see that whatever is going on in the country regarding the word GUPTO, like tagging, it's very bad. That's a saying that in English, if you want to kill a dog, just give it a bad name and hang it. I have been victim of this situation a couple of times. During Punjabi publications, they tagged me as a manipulator, financial manipulator. Whatever I did with Mr. Said, although it was bending of the rules, but not exactly financial manipulator, because whatever money got into my bank account, I worked for all those work. I worked, that's why I got paid. Okay, and no other person at that time had the capability to do the work, to accomplish the tasks that I did. So I got paid for that. Then some people who went against me because they were jealous of my high income and high status, they tagged me like the financial manipulator, the corrupted person, and finally they got rid of me. They made such a situation that I had to leave Panjiri. And also at Navadut, some person he also tagged me with something like, since my hometown Kanpur, my my home is very close to the river Meghna, and also my ancestors, they were victims of river corrosion, and they had to evacuate. They had to leave to somewhere else. So I was not a choura because I didn't ever have to experience river corrosion or something like that. I was born in Kanpur city, just 1 kilometer away. Yes, from the river, and I stayed there for 2 years. And after that, I stayed in Khulna city with my parents. And after that, when I was only 4 years old, I came here into Dhaka city, and I have been living here ever since. But not currently. The last 7 to 8 years, I have been living at Rupganj because I have, bought some land and make a home here. Now, even at Nabadut, a person from the same district, Chandpur, he was from another Upazila Haziganj, since their home is very far away from the river Meghna. So, uh, and also, like we who had ever been victim to, what river corrosion, and if we, our ancestors, if they ever lived in the, any chor or any island in the river, these people are called choura. And people who never lived in a island like that, they are called desquila. So that guy, I have forgotten his name. He worked for Nabadut till like August 2025, and then through the reference of Shibir, since he was involved in Chhatra Shibir, he got a permanent government job at Chittagong University, possibly at Botany or Biology department. He is an alumni of that, and even at the age of 40 almost. Certificate age is like 35 or maybe 34, but his real age was not simply, currently he is like 44 years old, only 1 year junior to me, but by certificate he is possibly around 37 to 38. So he got the permanent government job because he had long term involvement and connection with Chhatra Shibir. And 1 year ago, NCP and Chhatra Shibir, they were full in power. After BNP came into government, and the situation have changed for them. So that's it, guys. See, my ancestors, it's not like that. My ancestors are always choura, because take my maternal grandfather, my nana, for example, he came from Kochua, the same upajala of the education minister, and Kochua is a very far place from the river bank now, very far. My Nana's father, I mean my great grandfather Osman Goni, he came from Kochua to Chandpur town to do business, and he settled here. He bought a home, maybe close to the river because it was kind of cheap, and there was a river corrosion. Then they bought another one. Sometimes when the government declared that whoever were victims of river corrosion, you can claim your own land in the new rising island of Chor. That's how they got called, choura. But it's not like that. They have been living here for generations, two generations, for 500 years or 1,000 years. No. See, still, that guy, yeah, I now can remember his name, Kayum from Navadut, who got his job at Chittagong University. He started to call me choura, like in the sense of humiliation. He even once said choura, money choura. That means choura people are bastards or something like that. See, what is this thing? This thing is if you want to kill a dog, give it a bad name and hang it. That's a simple policy. In recent days, PNP has been, technically calling Chhatra Shibir and Jamaat GUPTO, the hidden one, the hidden ones. This is totally insulting and it is intolerable. It is same level of intolerable like Rajakar. And Hasina called the students, the protesters, Rajakars, and that's why she had to flee to India. She had to quit power. I hope PNP and Tariq Zia would uh, I hope they would not meet the same fate. But I'm afraid that if they continue this, they might end up like this. To be hidden is not a crime. Sometimes you got to be hidden because you know that whoever showed up as a chief leader of Jamaat, they were either executed or put in behind the bars. So it was very dangerous for the Jamaat and Jamaat Shibir people, the supporters and the leaders and the workers of Jamaat Shibir to be in public and claim that they support that party. Okay, there are many type of warfare. One is guerrilla warfare. So Dhaka University, the Shibir president and general secretary, Sadiq Kaim and Farhad, many people like the BNP people might be saying that they were hidden during the Army League regime, and they were hidden among the Chhatra Leaguers. Sometimes you have to do that only to survive, because if you show up, if you reveal your true identity, you will be executed. You will be ousted from the university campus, not to be allowed again to enter. Some people had to continue the guerrilla warfare. That's what they did. Hasina had to leave because mainly of the Chhatra Shibir activity. Chhatra Dal people had also contributions, but not that much. Everyone knows that. Okay. And also this type of taggings like Rajakars, GUPTO, Chadavas. Chadavad is not a tagging, because if you see a murderer, if you see someone kill someone else, you will have to call him a murderer, right? Someone who takes the tolls, collect the tolls and money on every road and alley, from every transport. What other choice do you have but calling him a chadavas? You have to call him that. But this sort of thing like GUPTO or Rajakar, they are very bad things. The BNP got already into power. like take me and my brother for example. Okay, so after my parents died, suppose my parents died and they left us some lands and other inheritances. Now these things are to be distributed between me and my brother. There was a shalish, suppose, in our village, a kind of temporary code through which resources have been distributed between me and my brother. And if I believe that, if I know that, even if my brother knows that he got a bigger portion but I got the less one, then why would he even call me names, call spread lies? He shouldn't be doing this, because I have been, if I think I have been deprived, and if I know for sure that I have been deprived, and if my brother even feels and becomes proud that he got the bigger share, it's not him who should be calling me names. It actually, naturally, it should be me calling him names. But if I am a great hearted person, if I choose not to call him names, but instead he does this thing to me, then how would I feel? How would I feel? Take yourself in my position, somewhat like this. PNP already got into the power. They are enjoying the power, the money, everything, the majority situation in the National Assembly. Still, why are they using these GUPTO words? Only to agitate the Jamaat Shibir people, only to insult and humiliate them, and bring unrest in the country. This is not something the countrymen don't want to see, especially at this time of World War situation. The diesel and many other fuel, they are of high prices. Enough electricity cannot be produced. So in a situation like this, do we, the countrymen, like to see this sort of conflict between the Chhatrodol and the Chhatra Shibir? We don't. We believe that both of them were behind the ousting of Hasina, the autocrat. So that's why I would like to call all the BNP supporters and activist workers, please don't harass your previous colleagues like that. You cannot deny that BNP once had a, what is that called, alliance with Jamaat for a very long time. Recently, like the last 3 to 4 years, they possibly got separated, but before that they were long time alliance. So now, why should you guys do this sort of behavior to Jamati people? Whatever happened in 1971, those people do not live anymore. They already have died. The new generation Jamati and Shibir people, they have nothing to do with 1971. Take Dr. Shafiqur Rahman, the president of Jamaat. What do you think he did in those days? He was possibly a boy, simply a boy, and he didn't participate in any Rajakar or other bad activities, or did they? Did he? He didn't. Even his elder brother was a freedom fighter. So that's it, guys. I guess I have tried to make my point. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.